We are back with some more Seahawks Legacy franchise, and we are entering our Week 13 bye week, later bye week, which I prefer. I'd much rather have a bye week later on in the season than early in the season, so decent time for a bye week for us. Coming off of a big win against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals already played their Week 13 game. He did win, so he's sitting at 9-3. We are sitting at 8-4. Still can control the destiny to win the division, possibly get, a 3 or a 2 seed. So as long as we, handle our business here at the end of the stretch, the last couple games, we got, I think, 5 games left. So it's getting down there. I'll show you guys the playoff picture real quick. If you're new to the bye week videos, we're just going to be taking a look, updating you guys on stats, things around the league, and hopping out of here. So it's going to be pretty quick. I guess some news. We have a new Panthers user. A couple weeks ago, the current Panthers user stepped down, maybe because he's in a bunch of Madden leagues, so he's not on the Panthers anymore. He's actually in our other Madden league that is being ran. I think he's like the Eagles over there or something. I think that might be the team he supports in real life too, so maybe that's why he did it. So we do have a new Panthers user. The new guy that came in has won his first 2 games, so the new guy could be pretty dialed too. I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but it's a new Panthers user, so, I guess that's good for me, because the old Panthers user I had trouble with. I did beat him last year in the NFC Championship, but other than that, he's beat me every single time, so that's good news for us. The Lions are having a breakout season. He's second. He's the current second seed. I think he only has 2 losses, too, so he's locked in. The Bears, I think, have 3 losses. They obviously beat us, so they got to lose 2 more times for us to be ahead of them, technically, but because the Lions are ahead of the Bears, their Bears are in the wild card spot. AFC side, really nothing too crazy over here. All these are pretty much the playoff teams that were there last year. So we'll see. The Eagles are currently the 4 seed, but I think they're tied with the Cowboys, and the football team's only a game or 2 behind them. So that could really go any way with that division. So that's how the playoffs are currently looking. I guess we'll just go through the standings while we're waiting here. Or not waiting. I guess we're already on the topic, so we might as well go through it. 3 10-1 teams, the Panthers, the Bills, and the Ravens, looking pretty solid. We'll start with the AFC side. The Ravens probably going to win the division again. Probably the favorite to win the Super Bowl for the 3rd straight season. One of the best players, if not the best player in the league, has Lamar Jackson and Aaron Donald. Very hard to beat this man. It is very hard to beat him. He's sent at 10-1. Browns 7-5, Bengals 5-6, and the Steelers 5-6. AFC South could be, even the Jags, a late push at the end. Who knows? Titans got it right now at 7-4. Colts 7-5. Jags 4-7. Texans struggling 0-11. The AFC East, 2-headed race pretty much here. Bills 10-1, Patriots 9-2, Dolphins 5-7, Jets 1-10. AFC West, probably between these two as well. Chiefs 8-3, Chargers 8-4, Raiders 4-7, Broncos is a CPU actually because the league's glitched. I guess there might be a patch out for it soon, is what I've seen in my Discord, but pretty much it says our league is full when it's technically not. So the Broncos are a CPU, and it's just a forced loss for them every week. So yeah, hopefully that can get fixed, so we can actually get a person in here. I don't know if it will, but moving to the NFC side, Lions top of the division at 9-2, Bears 8-3, Vikings 5-6, Packers 2-9. The NFC South, the Panthers are 10-1, Bucks 7-5, Falcons 6-6, and the Saints 2-9. This division, it's looking a little rough this season. 6-6 for the Eagles and the Cowboys, 4-8 for the football team, or the Commanders, and the Giants at 2-9. Our division currently led by the Cardinals, but we are in a good spot to pass them. We just got to handle our business. We're sitting at 8-4, 49ers 5-6, Rams 3-9, and technically we should be 9-3. I should not have played that CPU game against the almighty God CPU. I should just let that been a force win for me, and then we would have been chilling at 9-3, first place right now. So that's on me, though. That's on me. I'm never playing a CPU game again, probably, unless I really am bored or something. But that is the standings currently in Week 13. I think only a couple games have been played this week. We're very early into this week, so obviously things got to get updated. Games got to be played. But DJ Reed did get NFC Defensive Player of the Week. 5 tackles, 2 picks, and a touchdown. DJ Reed was everywhere. He could have had 3 picks, honestly. That man was flying around making plays. Probably the first time DJ's ever won that type of award. I mean, that man was everywhere. How do we want to handle the upcoming bye week? Brandon Graham. I think a lot of guys are hoping to get a little. We'll rest. I mean, we got the dub heading into the bye. I'll let everyone calm it down. If we take an L heading into the bye, we got to work. We got to work. +2 injury for the entire team and a morale boost. You love to see it. You love to see it. Next on the list is players ready to negotiate. We didn't re-sign anyone, and I actually have a lot of players sitting here who, one, I'm just not re-signing, or I just don't know what to do, or I kind of want to wait till the end of the season to see, you know. Taysom Hill, definitely not going to re-sign him. This man might be one of the worst backup quarterbacks. I was like excited to use him for some option plays here and there, but the times I have used him just hasn't worked out. And judging off of last game, how the man just threw a pick on his first play on an inaccurate pass, inaccurate on third down. He's just not a backup we need, so he's leaving. Sidney Jones, not a bad player, just not someone I need on my team with the two, young guys I'm trying to develop outside. So Sidney will be leaving. Jaron Reed, a guy who I kind of want to see how the regression hits him. I don't think it will hit him hard at all, but maybe someone we can move on to. Remember, we have 2 second-round picks and a first-round pick next season. We have Philly's second-round pick in the Russell trade. So, he's 6-6. Maybe there's a chance he misses playoffs and I get like a middle-ish second-round pick along with my other second-round pick, and I still got my first. And we still will have like upper 30 mil of cap space to work with, so maybe I can sign some defensive tackles. So Jaron Reed, he's been solid for us, but he's not even really asking for that much too. So kind of want to wait on that and just see how things look at the end of the season. Brandon Graham, same thing. I don't think I'll re-sign Brandon Graham. More of a guy to just fill that hole for us for a season, the other defensive end. Obviously, we got Max Crosby, but I needed the other side to just be like a placeholder. So, and he's 35. He'll probably regress a lot, so probably won't be re-signing him. Gabe Jackson, I think I'm going to let walk. I want to rebuild the offensive line next season. That's probably my main concern. We have the right guard and the right tackle figured out, but from left guard and right tackle figured out, but left tackle, center, and right guard are just aging veterans that are not playing that good, so I kind of want to really rework the offensive line next season. That's kind of the main focus. So Gabe's going to be leaving. Darrell Taylor, as a backup, he's asking for quite a bit. Probably going to let him go. Morgan Moses, starting left tackle, definitely letting him go. He's not been the best. LJ, he's getting up there in age. A lot of these backups are like, is it worth keeping him? I don't want to keep all the backups. I could sign someone to be the backup for a little bit cheaper. LJ's made some plays for us, but he's 27. He's getting up there in age. Maybe I can get him for cheaper too in the offseason. Maybe just go back to LJ and try to get him for a little bit cheaper. So that could be a thing. But someone I'm not really wanting to re-sign. Connor, our starting center, another aging veteran. Let him go. He's not been the best. Colby and Thaddeus Moss. I'm letting both of them go. I kind of want to try someone new at tight end. Not that Moss and Colby have been bad, but Moss has not developed how I wanted him to. I want to say we signed him to a 2-year deal at the end of the first season, thinking he'd be like the guy. Like, oh, we can develop this guy into something. I even spent tokens on him to get him to start development. And he's still 71. He hasn't developed at all. He's made big plays here and there, but he just hasn't developed at all. And probably going to move on from him. DJ Dallas, he's the 3rd string running back. I'll probably just draft a guy super late, or maybe even sign some free agent, or maybe I get DJ back a lot cheaper. There's no reason to sign him to this contract. I can get someone way cheaper to be the 3rd string running back. Phil Haynes, I actually am open to re-signing. Decent backup guard, and just in case, I draft someone at the right guard spot that sucks, Phil Haynes can, I guess, fill the role, but not someone I really want to be starting. But, he's an okay backup. Might keep him around, still thinking about that. Marcus Cannon, backup right tackle, probably let him go. Brian Monet, I'll probably end up keeping him. I don't know. A lot of these guys just like up in the air, like how I'm feeling at the end of the season. If I win the Super Bowl, maybe I'm feeling generous and keep some of these guys, but they're all backups, Unless they're like a really important backup, or they're cheap. Like this guy right here, he only wants 1.1 mil, or 2 years for $3 million, 1.5 mil a season, like stuff like that, I could see myself re-signing, or this guy. Or maybe even keep Donker around. I don't know. But a lot of them are just backups. I got the bulk of the guys that I want to get rid of pretty much figured out. We'll just have to wait and see for guys like Jaron and Gabe Jackson and all that. As far as contracts for the following season, there is one that I don't want to do it, but I just have too much money tied up to the position, so he's probably going to have to get traded. And it's Dwayne Eskridge. Tyler Lockett's got a lot of money, $84 million total right now. DK's sitting at $116 million. I mean, that's a shitload of money in our receiving core. And Eskridge is an X factor. He's 85 overall. He might probably even be higher by the time I have to re-sign him next year. Probably 87 maybe, depending on how he plays. And 85 and up, we have to use our contract calculator, so it's always more than what the in-game price is. I'll probably trade him this offseason. I'll be honest. When we hit the offseason, he's probably going to be hitting the market, and I'm just going to be trying to get a good value for him, get him on out the door, because I can't afford to pay top dollar for these receivers. DK is already getting like $25 million a year, something absolutely insane. It's like 22 or 23 million a year or whatever it is. Tyler's already making crazy money too. I mean, I can't trade Tyler because the cap hit is absolutely insane. Like if I go to release here, I mean, first of all, I'm getting a penalty of 21 million. I mean, it's just I can't trade the man. The cap, the penalty, I mean, the dead cap, all of it, it's just too much. So he's probably going to stay here for the rest of the series, honestly. He's got 3 more years, and there's just no reason for me to trade him. He'll probably stay here the whole time. So I'll have that contract and a DK contract. So it's just not worth, paying that crazy amount of money for Eskridge. So maybe I can flip him into a first or an early second because he's in his prime. He's got the hot route ability, which is a really good ability with the extra 4 hot routes. You get the corners, you get the post. Like that's a really good superstar ability. He's very fast, so he's got good traits. So I think I can get a good price for him. Which is another reason why I don't know if I'm going to re-sign Jaron Reed, because if I can get a first for him, I got 2 firsts, 2 seconds. Like I can definitely maybe get a defensive tackle if I don't get one in the offseason, So he's really the only player I'm looking to get rid of. The rest of the guys I'll probably just keep. Maybe I trade for. I don't see myself trading for someone unless there's someone I really, really like. But Eskridge, probably his last season here just because I can't pay that much money for 3 receivers. It's just, we got too much needs, man. The offensive line needs work. The other defensive end, we got Max on one side, but the other side, even the interior guys need a little bit of work, So I just can't do that. I can't do that. But now that the contracts are out of the way, I think the last thing we're going to go over is just some stats, and then we'll get on out of here. And I'll quit yapping. We'll just go over some team stats and real quick, and then who's leading the NFL and stuff. Obviously we'll go over all the stats later on when the season's over. But we'll just update you guys. Joe Burrow's having an okay season. Nothing crazy good, not bad. 3,772 yards, 35 touchdowns, 20 picks, too many interceptions. I mean, a lot of it's on me. I can't even blame Joe. Just stupid passes. Rushing, Landon Williams has finally picked it up. I mean, he was averaging, I think, 64 yards per carry, I want to say like 3-4 weeks ago, and now we're sitting at 76. He's getting up there. He's having some better games. He just came off of a very good game against the Cardinals, so it's good to see. It's very good to see. He's got 226 carries, 918 yards, 8 touchdowns. So not a crazy rookie season so far, but he's improving, which is always what you want to see. Artie McKenzie in his second season, solid year for him. He's actually scored a lot of touchdowns for us. 72 carries, 376 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. And I want to say when we go to the receiving, he's got like 5 or something. Joe's got 1 rushing touchdown, only fumbled twice, which actually isn't too bad. Russell kind of had some fumbleitis there at the end. A couple end arounds to the rookie, Melvin Cruz. He hasn't really got involved with it too much, though. Our fullback's got a carry there. DK dominating right now, receiving and everything. 52 catches, 1,244 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett probably having his best season for us in our third year. 40 catches, 730 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Eskridge, 39 receptions, 652 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I mean, Thaddeus Moss, he's really just, maybe it's because Tyler's just doing a lot better, but Thaddeus Moss just has not been the player he was last year. Last year, I think he had 800 receiving yards and like 6 touchdowns or something, so he just hasn't been the player he was. only 28 catches. I just don't feel like he's getting open as much, honestly. Landon Williams got a receiving touchdown, 22 catches, 216 yards. Yeah, see, already's got 5 receiving touchdowns. I don't know why I can't talk. On 19 catches. The man's caught the ball only 19 times, and he scored 5 times on them. I mean, the man makes plays. A lot of them near the goal line, but hey, he's making plays. Will Dissly, only on 12 catches, has 2 touchdowns and 164 yards. So Will, for being just the blocking guy, is making some plays for us. Our fullback's got a couple snags. Even Colby found the end zone. Melvin Cruz, the young man, a couple catches. But just really impressed by Tyler. DK, I just expect that because he's just a beast. But really impressed by Tyler there. He's had a really good season. Blocking, the rookie on the right side struggling, but we're struggling really everywhere, so I can't blame him too much. Defensively, Max Crosby leads the league in sacks. I think the second sack leader is Daniel Hunter right now, and he's at 12 sacks, I want to say, and he already played his game this week. So 3.5 sack lead for Max Crosby. I mean, he's on pace to be, lead the league in sacks, which is great, which I wish so much I can get him a superstar before the end of the season, because if he keeps this pace and the end of season rewards can get him the X Factor, that would be amazing for the following season. Obviously, he keeps the pace, he'll be a superstar, but it would be nice to get the superstar now, so at the end of the season he could bump to the X Factor. Puna's got 4.5, so good season for Puna. Brandon Graham's, been okay, splash, made some plays, 3.5 sacks, Jaron Reed with 2, Jordan with a sack, and Alton Robinson with a sack and a half. Jamal might even lead the league in picks too. The man's just made an insane amount of plays this season. He's got 10 intercepts. We got so many picks. I mean, our defense might give up yards, but at least we're getting turnovers. I mean, that's the one thing I can't really complain too much with them, is they get a shit load of turnovers. He's got 10 picks. Marquise Blair with 5, DJ Reed with 5, Najee Beck with 3, Ernest Jones with 2, Spencer O'Neal, the rookie, with 2, Ugo has 2, and Jordan Brooks has 1. So they've made a shitload of plays, not to mention the forced fumbles. I mean, we got 10 between Marquise Blair, Jamal Adams, Max Crosby's got 4, Najee's got 1, Ernest got 1, Spencer's got 1, Donovan Steiner's got 1, Ryan O'Neal's got 1. I mean, we have got a massive amount of turnovers on defense. We even got 2 safeties, Brandon Graham and Jaron Reed. And look at the defensive touchdowns, man. 5 defensive touchdowns. 2 from Ernest Jones, 1 from Marquise Blair, 1 from DJ Reed, and 1 from Ugo Amadi. Making plays on the defensive side, I'll take that. I will take that if we're going to suck that much, and on giving up yards, as long as we're making plays. Tackle leaders, Jamal Adams. Our tackle for loss leader, Max Crosby with 15. Puna Ford, 11. He got 11 tackles for loss and 4.5 QB sacks. Even Brandon Graham's got double-digit tackles for loss right now. So I think our defensive line's doing solid. We definitely got to fix Brandon Graham. I mean, it'd be amazing if we can get someone pushing like Max Crosby numbers on the other side. But Brandon Graham's not having a bad season. I'm fine with how he's played. I think he's been a decent signing. Kicking, we've missed quite a bit of kicks this year. We missed 4 extra points and 5 field goals, so got to be better with that, man. We got to be much, much better. Low kick returns, not even close, and our punts, really not even close either. But let's look at the league leaders real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Our passing leader is Trevor Lawrence with 4,473 yards. The touchdown leader, Kyler Murray, with 43. The pick leader is also Trevor Lawrence. He's got the most yards, also got the most picks, 39 interceptions. Rushing leader currently is Kareem Hunt with 1,158 yards. The touchdown leader, Derrick Henry, with 15 touchdowns. Our receiving leader is Al Langford, a tight end, apparently, with 1,291 yards, right ahead of DK Metcalf. Touchdown leader, Stephon Diggs, with 15. Who's got the most sacks? Jesus. Eric McCoy. Eric Flowers, that's a solid player. Mitchell Schwartz, 9. David DeCastro. Oh, these are some solid people that are giving up some sacks, man. That's an issue. Tackle leader is tied between Kerry McAllister and Devin White. Tackle for loss leader, Micah Parsons, got 27. Holy shit, man. I couldn't even imagine having. That is insane. I don't know why. Okay, I go to the sack and it says, oh, Daniel Hunter apparently has 12 sacks. He's leading. No. Max Crosby got 15.5. So I don't know why Max isn't showing up on here. It's a glitch or something. Who knows? But he's got a healthy lead. Again, the Cardinals, like I said, already played this week, so he's got a 3.5 sack lead on Mr. Hunter there. Jamal Adams does lead the league in picks with 10, just making plays. I wonder if he leads in forced fumbles too. He does. Him and Marquise Blair. So many forced fumbles, man. So many. How many touchdowns? Terrell Evans got 3. So many forced fumbles. Our safeties do hit really hard. That safety duo I have is mean. Mean safety duo. Any kick returns for touchdowns? Looks like, we got a couple. DeAndre Swift got one. Raheem Mostert and Sharif Walton. I always love to see this. Has anyone got a punt return? Holy shit. Oh my days. He's got a punt return. 87? Oh my god. That would have been pretty cool to see. I've yet to get a punt return this Madden, so 87-yard punt return. That is pretty insane. That is pretty insane. Yearly awards, I mean, there's not really a point in showing you that because those are still changing. I think I'm close, and I'm leading in a couple of them, like best defensive line for the NFC, I think Max is in first. Best DB, I think Jamal's like top 3. Rookie of the year, I think Landon Williams is top 5. So, we got some guys up there battling for some awards, but we'll get to that once the season's over. That'll be it for the bye week video, though. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you guys in the next one.